before we actually start making things in Illustrator, we need to understand some of the key differences between Illustrator and Photoshop. So far, we've been working in Photoshop and specifically using what's called a bitmap workflow. And whenever we move into Illustrator, we're going to be using what's called a vector workflow. So we've been creating things in Photoshop that have pixels and use pixels as their measurement of dimension, right? So maybe this is a 100 by 100 pixel image. Illustrator is a little bit different, and we use vector units, which are actually mathematical units that are independent of resolution. They're called points. So, for instance, in this bitmap case, we have this image here, and we're all aware of this. Whenever you try to make this image larger, right, it has a degradation in quality, right? It starts to get jagged and have these little problem areas. Well, vectors use mathematical formulas to actually calculate points in an infinite space and project them onto our screen. So if I zoom in on this, I could zoom in endlessly, and I'm never going to have that kind of pixel breakdown that you saw before. What this means is I can make a graphic in Illustrator and expand its size. I could print it at, the size of a billboard or something like that, or I could print it the size of a postage stamp, and it's never going to lose quality. This is why Illustrator is so widely used for logo design and other types of graphic design, because you can take the graphics that we make within Illustrator, the vector graphics, and translate them to an endless number of formats at endless number of sizes. Whereas in Photoshop and with a bitmap workflow, we're a little bit more limited with what we can do.